Greetings to everybody. Happy morning to all. We welcome all our brothers and sisters and the seekers to our Heartfulness community channel, through which we are trying to discover a new you in each one of us with the help of the teachings from the great elders of the Heartfulness way. As we have been exploring on different techniques, we started with meditation, went into cleansing techniques, went into intentions and how to make those intentions correctly at the right vibratory field so those intentions can manifest. We explored so many techniques, and now we are trying to understand the 10 maxims given by our great elder revered Babuji for the past several weeks. And last week we tried to understand the concept of simplicity. It was not what we thought it was. It was a state of being from that latent motion, and we explored on that. And today, in the fifth maxim, we will try to explore this concept of truthfulness, because the maxim says, always be truthful and accept miseries as being sent by the divine itself for our own good, and try to be in a state of gratitude and thankfulness. So, what is this always be truthful? What is truthfulness? According to the great Babuji Maharaj and revered Daji, truthfulness is it is as it is. They do not even call it a state of being. They just say it is as it is. It is the ultimate state of reality in true sense. And truth is the point, Babuji says, at which all the powers are drawn in and accumulated at the time of the dissolution, pralaya, the original Big Bang. Everything was drawn in. The truth was drawn into that ultimate state, and nothing but absolute reality remains in existence. So it is not as we think truth is. For them, it is the ultimate reality. And that is why the sages were pursuing truth in the early days. And this state of truthfulness, it can be acquired by proper action and right behavior. This is what Daji says, proper action and right behavior. So first they're giving us the idea of what truth is, and that truthfulness, that state of truthfulness can be only acquired with proper action and right behavior. And how does that happen, that proper action and right behavior? How can it manifest in a human being? Daji says the state of settledness leads us to go beyond the consciousness to this reality, which is the truth. So, how do we arrive at this settledness? Meditation. So, how beautifully the masters are trying to bring us to this awareness of the importance of meditation, training the mind to come into that state of silence where the mind settles, centers itself, and becomes silent itself. And that silent mind, in its pure seeing ability, is able to be truthful, help us to arrive at that state of truth, simplicity, purity, and innocence. So we cultivate a habit of truthfulness, says Babuji. See, Babuji loves this word cultivate. And entire whispers from the brighter world, this word cultivate, persistence, and love are there thousands of times. So, what is this cultivation? What do we do when we cultivate? We prepare the soil, we pull the weeds out, we put the right nurturing, we put the seed, we water it, and we allow it to flower. So, we have to cultivate habits by sowing the right seeds, right intentions into ourselves, into our consciousness. So we cultivate a habit of truthfulness so that our actions and behavior is in tune with nature. And what are these dealings of nature that they say that we have to be in tune with? The dealings of nature that we need to be in tune with is these states of beings of purity and simplicity. And Babaji firmly says in this maxim that only when we arrive at these states of being of purity, simplicity, and truthfulness, then true devotion begins in the being. So, without waiting further, let us explore on this maxim. Welcome to one and all. So, the fifth maxim is about truthfulness. Babaji Maharaj says, always be truthful, take miseries as divine blessings for your own good, and be thankful. Revered Daji says in his own statement, be truthful and accept challenges as being for your betterment. So, Baba, Revered Daji has given a very positive twist to sufferings and miseries. He says they are challenges in life. And when we look at it as sufferings and miseries, we move into a negative state of being. But when it is a challenge, we accept it because people like to accept challenges because it makes them feel good about themselves when they overcome these challenges. That is why, in a mundane way, when we fall down, when we are walking, we whine and we mope, oh, I fell, and this and that. But a person who is climbing the mountain, when they fall, they brag about it. Oh, I was climbing the mountain and I slipped. Oh, look, how I completed my journey. That is the difference. When we look at what we face in life as miseries, it is we are not able to accept. So Revered Daji gives a beautiful twist to Babaji Maharaj's statement and says, always be truthful and accept challenges as being for your betterment. So, what is the meaning of truthfulness? Truthfulness really implies the sense of presenting oneself in our true colors. It is as it is. And this is a state which, in true sense, is the reality. So, they're calling truthfulness as a state of reality. So, if our goal is mergence with that reality, we have to arrive at this state of truthfulness. There is no other way. And truth is a point at which all powers are drawn in, like I said, and accumulated at the time of pralaya, dissolution. And nothing but absolute reality remains in that existence, in that center. And that is why Babaji said, nothing can express this state of truth. It is as it is. So, is truth reality, or is it power, or is it negation? The word reality does not convey the true sense, says Babaji Maharaj, since all feelings and perceptions end there. So, when we are arriving at that state of reality, in that state, there is no feeling and there is not even true perception because there is simplicity and innocence. And the word power has a material cloak to it, so it is not right also. And the word negation has a faint reflection of something remains in view. When you say it's not this, that there must be something in it. So now only existence is the only word left to convey the sense of truth. And that is why truth is described. It is as it is. I mean, how beautiful twist that Babaji Maharaj and Revered Daji has given to this word. So we can truly understand the concept of it and bring this habit with right actions and right behavior. So, truthfulness is authenticity. Truthfulness means to be original, to be authentic, to be whole, to say what you mean and mean what you say. and to show yourself in true colors, to be the truth rather than just speaking the truth. This is what we all do. We all speak the truth, but are we living the truth? That is for introspection. And without introspection, there is no progress. Truth has no hidden agendas, no personas, and no camouflage. It is a state of a child like innocence, purity, and simplicity. And Revered Daji calls truthfulness is devotion. That is why he says, only when we are at this state of purity, simplicity, and truthfulness, true devotion begins. And so we cultivate a habit of truthfulness so that our actions and dealings may be in consonance with the state of reality. Devotion now starts from this point and reminds a devotee of his devotional duties, and the master's remembrance gets implanted in the mind. The harshness of the beloved is appealing to a lover since it contains a gentle tenderness which reflects love all through and attracts him all the more. And the rebukes of the beloved are pleasant to him and offer him great joy. And this, the master is putting it here in such a way that when we are able to accept challenges and miseries as divine blessings, it is because it is being given to us by our beloved. Even though we cry when our master yells at us sometimes, you are still happy because his attention is on you. When he is strictly correcting you, the guide's attention is on you. So, in some level, your heart is happy. And that is where the story of the Laila Majnu also comes in place for us to understand clearly. Every time this guy goes to this lady, she broke his begging bowl. Everybody says she's giving food to all of us, but she's breaking your bowl, and you are jumping in joy, dancing in joy. And the lover says, but it is only for me. So the harshness of the beloved is our challenges of life, miseries of life, because they are given to us by the beloved God. So, truthfulness and miseries. When the scolding assumes the form of painful experience, which we call miseries, for a true lover, they are easily endurable, and a true lover takes them with delight, even in their grossest form. This is our challenge. A lot of times we whine, we cry when sufferings are there, but we realize the value of it after the fact. But if we are able to realize the value of the sufferings before, while we are facing them, that is the state of pure seeing and wisdom. So, how do we arrive at the pure seeing and wisdom? Meditation. So, everything bottoms down to this mind being settled, balanced in a state of silence, arriving at wisdom and pure seeing. So, when this state is acquired, the underlying emotional trend converts into a state of gratitude, because you realize by giving you this suffering, by yelling at you at that moment, the beloved has removed even deeper suffering that we could have undergone. He is letting it go with just one little scolding. So, this indicates how nicely one has welcomed them, for they have come from his beloved. Do not complain of sorrow, because it is far from etiquette. And that is what we all strive to develop, this etiquette, because when miseries come, all of us suffer. We do complain. But that is where the training is. That is what the cultivation of the habits are. Happiness cannot be had without undergoing sufferings. Revered Daji says, it is a state where we are so immersed in the divine love that it does not really matter what happens in our life. So, whatever is happening, if our focus is on the heart, on the sacred presence of the inner guide, then your attention is not there so much. You are not so involved in the suffering. The suffering is there, it is going on, but you are involved in your inner self. There is no need for analysis. There is no need to think that it is a blessing or a heavenly gift from above, because where love is there, where is the need for introspection? Because when you're focused on the inner consciousness, the superconscious, the divine state of the guide, your attention is less on your own suffering. So, what brings us to this state of being? Acceptance. Acceptance brings such a liberating attitude that helps us to continue onwards towards reality, where we experience the calmness of the mind. And we realize that all apparent miseries and sufferings are invaluable gifts, and the feeling of joy naturally leads to gratitude. And this is what sage Patanjali says: when the wheel of karma is going in its circle, if the mind does not support it, the wheel falls apart. So how, when will the mind not support it? When the mind is involved in something else. Where does the mind need to be involved? In remembrance of the divine beloved, that inner state of being. And then we move to this choiceless awareness, which is true cheerful acceptance. And when that mind is in that silence, karma is burnt out. So, the result of truthfulness, Babaji describes a person who has learned to accept miseries after sufficient practice, when it becomes your second nature. So, their masters understand it is not natural that we are in that state of acceptance of um, challenges as blessings. We have to cultivate that habit, and then it becomes a second nature, and its consciousness drops off, the glamour too passes away. When you attain this state, there remains nothing but swimming in the sphere of reality. The power generated by the habit of forbearance, cheerful acceptance helps him a good deal in his pursuit, and he enters the state of reality. Truthfulness, per revered Daji, is truth is a universal principle that is genuine, original, authentic. Daji likes this word authentic very much. He uses that all the time. So we have to become authentic beings, genuine beings with original state of the truth, simplicity, and purity in us. Because it has a childlike innocence in that state of being of purity and simplicity. And truthfulness means integrity. When thoughts are aligned with words and words are aligned with actions, where we walk the talk. When we don't walk the talk, there is hypocrisy resulting in the pollution of our consciousness and subconscious fields, because we are not listening to our authentic voice of our heart. And at some point, Daji also says that until and unless the consciousness is pure, truthfulness is not possible. And he also says that when consciousness is not pure, and we are trying to pretend to be truthful, we only hurt people. Truthfulness per revered Daji. And he says truthfulness is dependent on purifying the full spectrum of consciousness. That's what I was just trying to say. We have to purify the full spectrum, the subconscious, the conscious, and the superconscious states. And to do that, we require a method that reprograms more than just the conscious mind. And that is the heartfulness way, the methods given in the heartfulness practice, the meditation, the cleansing, the intentions, the bedtime prayer, the connection with the inner master, inner consciousness of the master. For authenticity is not simple to achieve. Our multiple personalities are driven by our subconscious minds, hardwired into our neural pathways as habitual behaviors, and are not within our awareness and control. A lot of times we are not aware that we are thinking what is making you, forcing you to behave in such a way. Because of the past habits, you have created a neural pathway which forces you to act in a particular way. So when we are doing that cleansing, and when we are meditating with the pranahuti arriving from the Guru's consciousness, we are changing that neural pathways. When we are making intentions at point A, we are changing the neural pathways. And so we are changing the inner habits. And that is what true cultivation of personality is. So our individual perception of truth is dependent on our individual consciousness. truthfulness without purity. When we do try to be truthful without the purity of consciousness, Daji says that we end up hurting others because our intentions are not always pure. When your consciousness is not pure, your intentions are not pure. You're trying to just speak the truth, but you are not living the truth. And this is what heartful communication is also. A lot of times people just talk sweetly and they think that it is heartful communication. It is speaking from your consciousness, the truthful consciousness. That is heartful communication. So while it is good to be truthful, until we arrive at inner purity, we may not be able to express the truth without hurting others. And when we hurt others, guilt develops, and we know it's very difficult to remove guilt. Guilt can only be removed with repentance. Important aspect of being truthful is to accept our own shortcomings and failings with humility. And that is where introspection is of absolute necessity. We have to look into ourselves and see where our failings are, and know, very humbly know that this does exist in me, and genuinely offer them in a prayerful state. See, this is the beauty. The master says, think your weakness is mine, and then you will get rid of it. So if we have difficulty thinking my weakness is my guru's, then at least I offer it as a prayer. If this weakness of revengeful nature is there, my lord, this is all I have at this moment. This heart is filled with revengeful, angry nature. I only can only submit this. I can only offer what I have. And this moment, this is what I have. And I offer it to you. When you offer something, you have 10 bucks and you give somebody 10 bucks. What do you have? Zero. So even the shortcomings, the great elders have given us a technique, offer it to them. Then it purifies our system of guilty feelings. Truthfulness cannot be cultivated mindfully. Like you cannot just be mindful and only speak the truth. It depends on the purification of the full spectrum of your consciousness, which consists of subconscious, conscious, and superconscious states. Arriving at truthfulness emerges from within once we remove the overlaying complexities, and that's why cleaning techniques are very important. And to arrive at these qualities of truthfulness, compassion, and acceptance, it may be good to be aware, but we can only arrive at the actual state of being by right approach. And what is this right approach? To expose ourselves to inner reality, to be naked in front of the divine presence, and to become one with that divine presence and dissolve in that divine presence. And arriving at truthfulness can only happen when we are in osmosis with this inner state. Truth expresses naturally. So, how do we arrive at this osmosis? Constant remembrance is one beautiful technique. An unwavering commitment to truth is demonstrated by correct thinking, right understanding, and those require clarity of mind, which is known as viveka, wisdom, pure discrimination, pure seeing in yoga. So it is only when our consciousness is pure that the other functions of the mind are unbiased. Or what are those other functions of the mind? Contemplation, thinking, feeling, intelligence, decision making, ego, and willpower. So when these are unbiased, only then the real truth is perceived. We arrive at that state of pure seeing and viveka discrimination. So revered Babaji says, he explored the truth by starting with the cause of our existence, the causal body. It is from this base that the consciousness, then all forms of energy, and eventually matter is created at that ultimate latent motion that we talked about last week. In addition to the five senses used for observation by most scientists, spiritual scientists are also able to utilize direct perception, clear seeing, pure seeing, viveka. And in Sanskrit, the root of the word rishi means to perceive. Can you believe it? Ancient sages were called rishis. That means those were beings who had pure seeing. They were able to perceive things very clearly. So a rishi is one whose perception is pure because the field of consciousness is pure and unbiased. A rishi can perceive truth directly without coloring or interference of the mind. When mind gets involved, the senses get involved, then our state of being gets disturbed. So, how to arrive at this state? If reality is that undefinable state, it cannot be defined. So, that is why it is described as it is as it is. And it can only happen by freeing ourselves from every concept, by removing all complexities and impurities in our field of consciousness. And that requires set of meditative practices, correct thinking, right understanding, proper action, and right behavior. Only then do we arrive at the consciousness of reality. And when that consciousness too ends, when so consciousness also ends, the meditation that we are practicing for this expansion of consciousness, it also has an end where we arrive at the state akin to truth. So that is why we maintain our inner frequency at this vibratory field of Sat. And in Sat is a part of the truth. So, in essence, Satya, truth means willingness to explore and be committed to that which is unchanging, the absolute reality. When we perceive reality with the eyes of the truth, we realize that pleasure and pain are two sides of the same coin. So, when we are able to arrive at that state, we are able to accept miseries or challenges as real blessings, and one cannot exist without the other. So, we accept with complete understanding, and then we are filled with a gratitude. It's because this pus is leaving me, so it is making me healthier. I am becoming healthier by the grace of my guide or guru or divine. We accept everything as a gift from nature. Simplicity and truthfulness. The twin principles, Maxim 4 and Maxim 5, simplicity and truthfulness are intertwined. Simplicity enables us to shatter our individual network. We are shattering our web that we have created by our own. And truthfulness enables us to see through our illusions and perceive the reality as is. The truth is pure, coming straight from the heart. And both simplicity and truthfulness lead us to that final state of purity that we arrive at before our final destination. And Revered Daji describes Babaji Maharaj, and he says, Babaji is simple in every sense. He is pure in every sense, selfless in every gesture, caring in every act, ever smiling, ever blissful. Yet, my beloved Babaji, my all in all, my everything, suffered all the time. And such a wonderful paradox of blessings and sufferings. So, this is that state of truthfulness, being always truthful and accepting miseries or challenges as divine blessing. Simple in every sense, pure in every sense, selfless in every gesture, caring in every act, ever smiling, ever blissful. That was how Babaji Maharaj was. And that is our example in front of us. And when we live in the heart, we are always connecting to reality with day to day life, and the result is the integrated state of being of wholeness. And that is why Revered Daji's call is connect yourself to the great master. So, that is the brief presentation of the fifth maxim. So, we are grateful that we are able to present to all our brothers and sisters, the seekers, the great teachings of our elders through this Heartfulness community channel. You may email us or ask us questions. The email address is floating. Let us all now meditate. Close your eyes softly. Take a deep breath and let go. Feel grounded to the earth. Feel the healing energy from Mother Earth enter into your being and begin with relaxing your toes. Feel the energy flow into your feet, ankles, and your legs. Be aware of your legs. Relax your legs. Take another deep breath and let go. Feel the energy flow into your knees, into your thighs, into your hips. Feel firmly grounded in the seat. Feel the free flow of energy flowing there, relaxing you. Take another deep breath and let go. Feel the energy flow into your lower back and into your upper back. Relax your entire back, keeping your spine erect. Bring your awareness to your stomach muscles. Feel the energy flow there. Take a deep breath and let go gently. Feel the energy flow into your chest. Relax your chest. Bring your awareness to your fingers. Feeling the energy relax your fingers, palms, wrists, lower arms, elbows, and upper arms. Feel the free flow of energy flowing in your hands, relaxing your hands. Take another deep breath and let go gently. Bring your awareness to your shoulders. Feel the stress melting away. Relax your shoulders. Consciously relax your neck, jaws. Relax your tongue. Relax your facial muscles. Deeply relax your eyes, eyebrows, temples, and forehead. Feel your brain is resting. Your mind is calm. Your body is completely relaxed. Bring your awareness to your heart. Feel your heart. Enter your sacred space. Bring yourself to a state of humbleness in prayer, where the heart beats. Remind yourself with the intention the source of light is present within you. The light from the source is illuminating your entire being. Your mind is drawn to this light. Your mind is resting in the light. The ocean of light, the ocean of love is in you. You are a drop submerged in this ocean. Rest in the light with utmost reverence. Let's meditate. That's all. Feel the calmness spread throughout your being. From this place of calmness, make the intention all my senses are in a state of balance. They have arrived at their original character. All my feelings are in silence. All the chakras in my system are in a state of balance. They are in harmony with each other. Every cell in my being is imbued with the feeling of love and gratitude. Every cell in my being is absorbing the silence. Feel the calmness spread throughout your being. You may open your eyes when you are ready. Thank you all for joining the session today. We will see you all next time. For any questions, you may email us, and the email address is floating on the screen at the bottom. Thank you for joining.